the only skill that you need to build an AI agency in 2025 isn't learning how to build automations, right? Most people think watching content, I need to learn all these automations that these gurus have told me. I need to spend hours taking the templates for N8 and automations, making my own. I need to join the school community to find the right template, find the right automation, build, and then find someone who wants this automation that I have. But I couldn't be further from the truth. I want to give you a story that you maybe have heard from the story of Airbnb. And Airbnb was funded by a company called Y Combinator, which is a venture capital fund. And the Y Combinator had a quote that they would tell their founders, and they would tell their founders of these software companies to do things that don't scale. What that really means is focus on understanding your customers' problems, right? And then you will be able to build the right thing. And so when Airbnb started, they maxed out their credit cards on ways to fund their software. Right? They sold cereal. They pretty much did anything to keep their business going, right? Is to have a bed and breakfast for people staying in their city. Because at the time, I think they were at some festival and they rented out their apartment for other people to stay in. And they were coming upon the cusp of basically giving up. They had met the founder of Twitch, Justin Yan or Ye or someone, and they were almost within 72 hours of quitting, and the founder of Twitch said, hey, why don't you apply to Y Combinator? Their application, and it just ended today. But I know the founder, Paul Graham. Why don't I give him an email? Paul Graham said, okay, if they can submit the application now, I'll look at it and determine if they can get it. So Airbnb, Brian Chesky, his co-founder, they submitted the application, and Paul Graham looked over the application, and the first thing he said was, guys, stop coding, because at the time, while they're selling with cereal and all these things, they're spending majority of the time programming the site for Airbnb. And program says, stop coding, book a flight to New York, and start taking pictures of the properties of the people that are using the Airbnbs. What he wanted them to do was to go learn about their customers' problems rather than continue coding, right? And so the advice that Paul Graham was do things that don't scale. Because if you're a tech founder building Airbnb, you would never think that the thing that you should do is go take photos of the properties of the Airbnbs. You would think, I just need to build Airbnb, but that's just not how problem solving works. To build software that people actually want to use, you need to talk to the people that you're selling to. If you don't understand their problems, you would never know how to build the right thing that people need. And if you focus on just building and never talking to people who actually have the problems that you're building for, you'll never build a product that people actually need. I have plenty of friends who were software engineers who were really great programmers. And even with the advent of AI, they're still good programmers. They can do extremely well prompt engineering, but anytime they had any side project or any startup that they were working on never really went anywhere because they neglected the one thing that was most important, that was problem solving, doing the things that don't scale, understand the problems that your customers have. And the same thing can be applied to an AI agency. When you're selling AI automations, when you're building AI automations for people to use, if you don't understand their problems, what you build is essentially useless. So in actuality, the greatest skills that you can learn and develop if you want to build an AI agency is sales. Notice sales is a scary word that people are like, there's a bad rep to it, that I need to sell someone using some psychological manipulation. But the real thing is sales is understanding your prospects' problems. Because if you don't understand your prospects' problems, you can't build anything that they need. You can't offer them a solution. So the one skill that you need to learn to grow your agency isn't building automations, learning automations. It's sales, doing things that don't scale, and learning about your prospects' problems that you're actually building the automation for.